over the years, and he just kind of lost all of his interest in it. I think he does have quite a large number of followers, though. But here's the thing: I mean, Jack Angstrike and Tom probably wouldn't have a whole lot to debate about anyway. They're probably both on the same page on a lot of things.
Yeah, except for morality, I think.
Is he the really kind of monotone guy that's always talking like outside somewhere?
No.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. I'm trying to remember his name. I want to say John, but it's not.
I thought his name was Jack. I've always heard everyone call him Jack. So
I've only heard Jack talk a couple of times. That Onision fan guy.
Who is this atheist Frank Turret guy?
I don't know. I've never heard him talk. I've seen him bouncing around. I've never seen him talk.
I'm sorry, but you had a much more interesting thing to bring up.
Yeah, he was in chat. He was in the voice chat here a minute ago, but he took off.
Do you guys know if the username Matt Slick on Discord is actually the Matt Slick?
Yeah. He talks there a couple times.
He came to the epistemology server the other day, and most of the people were like, "Yeah, we don't believe that you're you."
If you listen to him talk, you give him a talk, he'll definitely. I've heard him talk in Discord a couple times. That could be somebody else who has the Matt Slick name, but he was on a server. Him and Darth were on there for a while. I think he just got tired of the Darth fan club. As much as I don't agree with anything that Matt preaches, I can't help but like the guy.
Maybe they all invented Darth Dawkins so that people wouldn't hate them as much. Need some contrast.
I
got a bad impression from Matt's debate with Aaron Raw, where like Aaron started the debate off by being like, "You're not gonna start." He's like, "Are you gonna bring up the fact that I'm a brain in a jar?" And Matt goes, "No." And then like 15 minutes into the debate, Matt just goes, "How do you not know you're a brain in a jar?" And Aaron responds, pissed off, warranted, because I understand why. I kind of like, I've said several times, like, I understand Warren is like really irritated because I feel like the dude is like an actual like paleontologist, and the people he debates just are like literal idiots.
Yeah.
I saw somebody complain the other day that Aaron Ra, he's not much of a philosopher. He never says he is, guys. He's flat out. He
says the opposite. He hates it.
Yeah, he finds philosophy extremely tedious and boring and pointless.
I think that he has even out of that, I think his arguments are fairly compelling to the point of where he's able to like just get by.
Talking about Aaron?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think he can wade into those waters. He just doesn't prefer to. He prefers to talk science and facts and so when these people try to bring up evolution's impossible, that's his forte right there, man. He will eat you up there.
Yeah, I want him to hop into J-Dot. Funny thing is I'm friends with Aaron on Facebook, and we talked about my biology professor that I was taking, who was teaching creationism instead of evolution, and we tried to like set up a debate between them, and like it never happened, and the guy ended up backing out, and the next semester I found out he was fucking let go, and I told Aaron about it, and he was like, "Oh my god, I would have fucking like relished."
Did you have the conversation with him on his Facebook page? Or did you?
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing that.
Yeah, I messaged him and I was like, "Hey, can I please talk to you about this?" I didn't really know what to do about it because I was just like, one thing is like, I know that I know better, but like, there's kids in that. Like, I live in the Bible Belt and people are like very impressionable down here, a lot more so than normal. I feel like personally, but that's also just possibly a personal bias of mine.
That would have been
How many
more
have you
defined
compared
that.
with?
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just saying it feels like there's a significant difference in intelligence whenever I travel anywhere else.
It's the quality of the schools. It's not really
Yeah.
a difference in intelligence. Mostly.
So, what did you guys think about Friday's debate?
My respect for Chris went way up,
Yeah,
especially when he posted afterwards. What he said afterwards, I thought that was a classy move on his part.
yeah, I really appreciated that. It seems like he really does mean well. Like he really has good intentions on like it doesn't seem like he's trying to be dishonest. Point.
I think he's one of the most like Tom said, one of the most honest precepts I've ever heard speak.
Which means he'll either stop being a precept or start being dishonest soon.
That's my first thought was, he said maybe in a year I'll come back, I'll read some of those books that Tom said, and I'll be more versed to talk to him. I thought my first thought was, in a year you read those books, you're gonna come back an atheist, man.
Yeah, I mean, like the guy, man. I was gonna say that it seems like whenever he is discussing things with Tom, that you can see that he hasn't really been debating very long, which I haven't either. So I can absolutely relate to that. It seems like though that he has trouble articulating himself and getting his points across efficiently. Like he even stated that, but it really was it was really telling of his character when he just came on here and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not ready for this." And I'm like, "Yeah, I fucking feel that."
I think he could very adeptly debate somebody straight on the theist side. I think he knows the stuff there, but when he tried to take on Tom on philosophical notions, he's in a clue.
Yeah,
I think that's what we saw a lot of. But I think he's very eloquent and articulate in writing. But you're right. I think he's still pretty much a novice in the talking part. I did like how he asked. He wanted to be a video. He wanted to be face to face.
Yeah,
That was his request.
I just don't know how somebody can delve that hard into philosophy and just still come out on. I mean, that's also probably just me being a biased jackass, but it feels like how can somebody delve that deep into philosophy and still come out like on the theistic side?
Well, different people believe for different reasons. I think there is no magic one formula that's going to make things make sense for each person.
Yeah. It for a while. I'm sorry. I was just gonna say for a while I actually like sent a long time ago in serious discussion when he was talking with people is like after a while when talking to precepts and they like have and you come across one that does like come off as like honest and well intentioned, it becomes a little bit depressing after a while because it's just like I don't know what to say to get you to realize like that we should be in some sort of agreement here. It just feels like they just I don't know, there's always some sort of fucking just disconnect between us, like no matter what we do. And Grandmaster Brian actually brought up the fact of like that their epistemology is just like completely incompatible with our own. Like they appeal to metaphysics and we don't. For the most part, we don't. And that's just like is just straight up some like a free doorway to just miscommunications and whatnot. I don't know.
I'll give you a perfect example of somebody who will, who I know for a fact that you could not convince them that a God doesn't exist. A girl I went to school with, she married, had a couple kids, got remarried, and the other guy had a kid or two, and they had a kid or two together. One was 17, one was 12, and one was 10. All three of them were killed in a head-on collision. Right now, the only reason why she's still alive, I know for a fact, is because she believes that she will see them again in heaven when she dies. That's literally her only reason for living right now. The way she gets through the day. So there's absolutely nothing you could do to her, to say to her, to show her that there is no afterlife.
And you know what? I don't think I would try to convince her otherwise.
As a matter of fact, I mean, I finally I blocked her on Facebook because I post some fairly anti-God stuff, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin that for her. I just don't. I get it. I mean, when that's all you have to live for, when literally there's nothing else in this world that you have to live for, is seeing your kids after you die.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen
like my grandma.
Come on.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's like my grandmother. How I feel like if she were to lose religion, then I don't know what would happen to her. But you know, although I'm respectful of that, you know, I hate that it has gotten to that point for her. That's all I can say about that. You know, it's just like I hate that this is the way that they have to find some sort of solace. I don't know, man. It's really hard. It's a really, to quote the other jackass in here, it's a tricky. You mentioned Onision guy earlier. What did he have to say?
He's been messaging me and messaging Tom. He saw what I posted. I posted in the main chat. He posted, unmute me. He goes, pay me. I'm a friend of Bet Keen. Okay, so what are you gonna pay me? Yeah, so I told him. I said, hey, show up. I said, if you want to talk to Tom, show up in the Q&A. I'll unmute you for that. We'll see how long you last.
Yeah. And he labeled himself as a theist debater, so like I'm, wait and see where these debate skills are at.
And that Jay Dyer tag dude, he is yet to show up.
Yeah, he's not. Dude, that guy is such a waste of fucking time.
Well, the reason why I don't want to, I'm going to caution you against this too. Don't boot these kind of guys. Put them in trash, or even temp ban them so that they can rejoin after a couple of days.
Yeah.
But I like for them to get the announcements, the everyone announcements. Let them know, come on, can show us why you were booted in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, I only the other day that dude who I think I sent the picture to the mods, and I figured that was probably a bit over the line. I didn't care what the hell they meant by the like it came off as racist and homophobic, so I was just like, that's too much.
And that's another thing. The more popular the server gets, the more likely you're going to find those kind of people that come in here. And just like, people try to get Facebook groups shut down, they know the algorithm. They know the tricks. All they have to do is they post something, they report it, and then they delete it so that the mods don't. The mods will go back in the logs. They don't see those things. That's why I buzz through the logs, and that's why that autism is a curse guy isn't here anymore either. He was doing that shit. He's supposedly got a couple Discord servers shut down doing that stuff.
Yeah, I figured that was what they were up to, like he and his friends. Like first off, like when anybody like has to send a friend in here to try to talk like somebody into unbanning something, it just comes off a little bit sketch ready. But like he just kept on, and then I go and I listen to him in the that other server that Frank and to, and he's just in there spewing like garbage nonsense, and he's just like saying things like pedophilia isn't wrong under TJump's model and things like that, and I'm just like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Yep, not worth it.
So, what is I know Tom's like been debating a lot of precepts, but like, I guess I'll ask like the room, what does everybody want to see like TJump debate next?
Unlike some people, like Grandmaster Brian and me were talking about it, and he says that he doesn't really like political debates, but I'd like to see a political debate with Tom. If you guys can help me set that up, or if you guys could set that up, that'd be cool.
They're so fucking boring.
I mean, they're boring, but I don't know. It's something different, you know.
The thing is, I think what he'll debate anything right now if it gets some exposure. So if you can find a really popular political YouTuber or someone like that who's got 5,000 plus subscribers or more, he might be interested. But right now, like I said, he'll debate anything. He'll debate Bigfoot and flat Earth as long as it gets him on a platform that shows him, gets him out there. No such thing as bad press.
Yeah, I even fucking shot what's his name, Graham Oppie. I'm not gonna give a response, but I thought
Graham Oppie is pretty big guns. I mean, it'd be awesome. I would, yeah. That's kind of why Tom was going after a Canadian Catholic, CC, because CC he landed some incredible AMAs and I mean people that I can't imagine would give him the time of day. He got him into an AMA, and I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, that I figured that would it's not gonna happen, but I was like, why not? I don't have anything else to do.
Worst he can do is say no.
Yeah, or nothing at all, which is most likely the case.
That would be worse too. You're not worth responding to.
Yeah, he's gonna like look at it. He's gonna be like, who the fuck names their kid TJump? He's gonna delete my fucking message.
Yeah, I was gonna contact him, and then Tom told me he already did. So I was like, God, forget it. Because if Tom,
man,
yeah, so because if Tom isn't even getting a reply, then I'm definitely not gonna get a reply.
Yeah, I'm nobody. I'm nobody in comparison to y'all already. Like, oh man. Wait, did somebody like join earlier and then immediately leave or something, Scotty?
Join and leave.
Oh, never mind.
Voice chat.
Oh no, I saw. Never mind. Roy posted and said he invited people from Reformation, and you said it was a waste of an invite.
Yeah. Reformation.
Yeah, I was.
That's a cesspool. That's a bunch of circle jerkers.
Man, honestly, let's see. Oh, I thought it said Darth was on for some reason in politics and religion. I was about to be like, oh my god.
So one of the tricks is when you see a new user log in, if you check their profile and see what mutual servers you have them, and as long as you're buzzing around and checking out other servers as well, I do that quite a bit. You can tell by the quality of the servers what the quality of the user they're going to be generally.
Yeah.
Of course, if you looked at my profile and saw all the shit servers I'm on, maybe you'd think I'm a piece of shit too. So maybe that theory doesn't work out so well.
Well, I'm a little confused. Are you saying that there are quality Discord servers?
Yeah, there ain't many. Actually, there's not. You can go to something, you can see that they've spent a ton of time setting up their channels and their roles and all that stuff. And I'm jealous of that kind of time and skill. I just don't have it. I think we just kind of slap this thing together, and I'm glad that it's working out. I hope we get this voice thing figured out. I had all my money placed on Frank's, but he's just been a huge disappointment to me.
Wait a minute. I tried. Let me explain. I tried downloading it, and I was like, how do I, I didn't know how to set it up, after that. After I downloaded the virtual audio cable. So I was like, I don't know, man. And it messed with my microphone, too.
Dude, I'm a computer guy. I'm a network guy. This is where I live, and I couldn't spend. I didn't put a whole lot of time into it, but I couldn't get it working right away either. So I'm just giving you a hard time.
Dude, every time I invite somebody from another server, I'll invite somebody and be like, "Hey, does anybody want to debate TJump?" And somebody will reply seriously, and then some other jackass will be like, "Fucking TJump, really? Isn't he the same guy that said a rock can be immoral or something like that?" Right. And I'm just like, these guys are just not fucking. Oh man.
Very few of the mouthy ones have the balls to do it. Darth will never debate Tom unless Tom goes to his server where he has control. Darth won't debate anybody unless he has the control.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
You can see Darth debates on modern day debates, and what a shit show they became.
Jesus, man. Darth is a literal shit show. I also saw earlier that Godless apparently.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, you're good. I don't want to move on to something else. If you have something.
No. I want to hear about. Well, actually, I don't want to hear about Godless. But what did you find out about her?
I was just saying somebody shared that she had a wiki for a server, and I was like, why do you have a Godless wiki fandom community thing? It's just like.
Godless was really active for a while. She set up a couple of Discord servers and set up a wiki of all the different big names that were both YouTubers and Discorders and that kind of stuff. And it's still kind of semi-maintained. But Godless went a little crazy for a while. I don't know what she's doing now. Anybody know? So she
deleted her server, didn't she?
Yeah, well, it got renamed and changed something. I don't even know what it's called now anymore. I still have it on my, but it's mostly dead. It's just called Godless Debates. There's still a couple of people bouncing around on it, but for the most part, she got an inheritance. She drank most of it, is my guess. Last I heard, she was living in her van or something.
Jeez, dude. Yeah, I was.
She's a crackhead.
Is Alex Stein a real is he like?
That was a good question. Serious? That was a fantastic question. I don't know. Every time I see him talk, he's just a fucking clown.
Dude, I was getting genuinely uncomfortable with and I could tell. I don't know how Tom wasn't uncomfortable, because he's saying, since if your dad was as good looking as you, dude, he's banging your mom and things like that. He's banging your mom doggy style, and I'm just sitting here. I'm like, this is so fucking beneath Tom. Like to just be talking to this dipshit who literally doesn't know a goddamn thing about anything.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those that's just doing it for the show and for the YouTube likes. I'm pretty sure he's got a YouTube channel.
Gosh, man, it's like when I watched what's his nuts Kyle Kulinski go on this random conservative talk show, and this one dude was just saying like the most just ridiculous shit, and it was like along the same lines, and I was like, these guys would be best fucking friends. Jesus. I didn't know that Alex Malpass debated Darth.
That was a while ago, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm going through like the Godless Discord server, Godless Discord wiki.
Yeah,
And I'm just
Alex debated Darth on multiple occasions, and because they both used to be part of Ask Yourself server, and they would discuss in there, and that's where if you hear Tom Rabbit's argument that he gave Darth, I think he got it from Alex Malpass.
Oh wow.
Trying to find the Alex Stein debate so I can. Is that on Modern Day Debates?
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Yep.
James seems like a really cool dude.
I like James. I didn't realize how much of a Christian he is.
I didn't even know he was a Christian at all.
Yeah, if you look at the description, he even says that he would, if you're having a hard day and wants me to pray with, just you let him know.
He doesn't do a damn thing to bother anybody, does he?
Not a very good evangelist, then, is he?
Not at all. Where the fuck is that Alex Stein debate?
I think earlier I just literally looked up TJump Alex Stein, but I'm sure that's probably what.
Is it on TJump's? Might be on TJump's channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Like
The no just stop.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
I just love the part where like the opening statement is just like fucking like 10 to 12 minutes of just complete incoherent garbage.
I can't find it on Modern Day Debates because I'm trying to, because Modern Day Debates will have his Alex Stein's information.
Wasn't that the one where he said something about rocks buttholes or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah. And then tried to say beeholes. Oh my god.
It's
just kept getting worse and worse.
It's become an inside joke between me and my buddy. Every time I get thirsty, I just look at him and I say, "Hey, can you smash some rocks together and get me some fucking something to drink?" And he was like, "Dude, I don't know, man. Every time you smash rocks together, there's no telling what you're gonna get." Alex Stein just also talks like he's fucking drunk.
There it is.
His video quality kind of looks like he's trapped in the 1980s also.
So when you go to the Alex Stein debate and look at the information, there's a link for Alex Stein. You click on that YouTube. This video is unavailable. That's all it shows.
Oh man.
TJump beat him so hard he knocked him off the YouTube. Beat him like a drum.
So I heard Tom didn't do too well against what's her name last week.
Mama Demon Mama, whatever. I never even heard of her.
Yeah.
In what way did he do bad?
I didn't get to see it. I was going to ask anybody if they
I only
could
watched
explain
part of it.
to me
I
what-
couldn't stand listening to her. I don't think he was really prepared for the point she was making.
Basically, the entire debate is her not understanding the way that Ben Shapiro phrased his statements. Like she like she doesn't understand that when he said something, like he had said something about Arabs, like he was talking about a specific group of people and not generalizing it. But he, in his statement, he generalizes it, but she doesn't understand context.
Not generalizing, talking about Arabs. You say so.
I don't. That's what Tom said. I'm just giving you like his viewpoint.
Yeah, if you're saying Arabs, I think you're already generalizing there. So, like I said, I think Tom stumbled quite a bit on that one, but
Yeah, not laughing at you. I'm laughing at like what fucking Space Explosion stuff. Or my bad, F the ineffable.
stop generalizing those Arabs.
I don't know. I mean, I would just think that if you're defending Ben Shapiro, you're probably in trouble.
Well, and that's the thing. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that. I really can't. I think Ben Shapiro's a vile human being. I think that was a terrible thing to even try. That was a terrible hill to die on.
Hypothetically, right? If you had Ben Shapiro, right? Hypothetically, and then hypothetically you had Twitter, and then you had TJump, and then you had babe. What is her name? Demon Mama.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I don't know where I'm going with this.
Something hypothetical.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro's annoying. He does that shit so fucking much.
I think if you had Ben Shapiro, a bathtub, and a toaster, you'd have a great start.
Yeah, but do you guys think he should be deplatformed for it though?
I don't know the whole thing, so I
He has
have
his
no idea.
own platform.
Well, he doesn't have his own platform. He's on YouTube. I mean, that's probably his biggest platform. And anytime YouTube can say yoink.
I thought he had his own radio show. I guess he could be pulled off by a station and any sponsors and stuff all collectively. I tend to take a narrow view of what deplatforming means. Like if you're a professor and you start having people protesting at your events to the point where no one will let you speak and no one will hire you anymore to speak.
I'll give you a perfect example. I'll give you a better example than Ben Shapiro. Milo Yiannopoulos.
Oh my god.
A better example of
So
someone
Milo
you should be
Yiannopoulos was absolute. Oh no, don't defend that piece of shit. He was absolutely deplatformed. Depending on your usage of the term, I guess.
Oh yeah.
He had several. He had several university visits scheduled where he'd go and spout his bullshit, and those universities canceled it, and that's when he went. They canceled it purely on the fact that they had so many complaints about him coming.
Yeah, I heard there was like something also about him like being and this may be false because I've heard several times that this is false, but something about him being a pedophile or having pedophilic tendencies or some shit, and that's why that like he got let go from InfoWars. Of course, I don't hold that as like a truth or anything like that. I have no idea what happened. I just remember hearing something to that nature. Or like he like alluded to it in like one of the books or some shit. I can't remember exactly what it was. I don't know if this is ringing any bells for anybody or not, but
Are we talking about pedophilia or like acts of sexual abuse?
oh, I meant like Milo Yiannopoulos. I was trying to remember if that was something that came up whenever they were trying to deplatform, or well, they just did deplatform him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about like anything to do with ethics or anything like that. But I remember he recently. I was watching a Kyle Kalinske video, and apparently Milo is now stating that he is no longer gay.
Yeah, he came out that was a few months ago.
Yeah, and it's like but he's still married to the same guy, and I'm like, it's got to be like really awkward being that guy. So did anybody interesting hop in the voice chat tonight, or is it just kind of a chill Q&A?
A couple good people coming in and asking questions, but that Dynasty RG guy, he felt like he was interviewing Tom.
Was he just asking like really personal questions or something?
He was asking Tom about a lot of his thoughts on stuff, but
Oh, okay. Yeah, I noticed Duelist hasn't been nearly as active since Friday. I hope he it sounds weird, but I don't know. It seemed like he was a little bit down, and I hope he doesn't let it get to him that bad.
it was Detroit, he just came in and left.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
He's I want to say he's a Darth Dawkins sycophant, but I could be wrong.
Oh boy. I'm so sick of fucking dealing with those guys. Oh man. Like it's like on the daily.
Recording the after show, Franks.
Yeah, I'm recording.
I'm not calling you naturalistic pantheism. I'm just not doing it.
You don't have to. I'm thinking about changing the name back anyway. It was just a joke.
It took me like 2 days to figure out it was you.
Is that a portrait of you as your profile picture, Franks?
Yeah.
Or is that
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a portrait. I got it on portrait.io. You just put in a picture and it gives you a portrait. I gave one to Tom too. And it was he used it for some video, I don't know. So I used to have a picture of myself because I don't care. Like I want people to know who I am, you know? Like I'm not I don't know. Maybe I don't know if that's smart, but you know.
Well, if you look at my Facebook links on there, my Steam, my Twitter, my YouTube channel, I'm wide open.
Hell, it's linked into your profile, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Autism
remember
was
you
showing
told
pictures
me.
of Autism was showing pictures around of like me on vacation, like he was doxing me. I'm like, dude, I'm doxing myself, jackass. I'm in Grand Junction, Colorado. Stop on by. Let me know when you're in town.
Yeah, I jokingly said that to one of his friends one time in a server. I just said, "Shut up, kid, or I'll dox you," as a joke, and then like 15 minutes of this guy just going like, "How are you gonna dox me? How are you gonna dox me? Huh? How are you gonna dox me? How are you gonna?" And I'm just like, it's like I was like, every single person this man talks to is just like the living and breathing version of just fucking like everything I hate about Discord sometimes. So you'll hop into a server and then you'll have like 3 people taking the conversation seriously, and then 8 more just like fucking off in the background and just like detracting from the conversation. That happens a lot actually in politics, I noticed.
Kind of why I like the stage thing. I like being able to people can drop in and listen to the talkers. And they don't have the opportunity to. They don't have to be managed. You know, they have to ask before they can come up on the stage and talk.
Yeah.
Hey, so I'm new to the group and I'm kind of new to Discord, so uh, just maybe somebody can give me a few pointers about how it works.
Oh, okay. What did you need to ask specifically?
Yeah, well, I don't know if we just have general conversations at the moment, or if we can actually ask questions as well.
So this particular thing, this is a Q&A that TJump puts on semi regularly on Sundays. He gets in, plays some games, and asks questions. He streams this same conversation on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously, so people are asking questions from those platforms too. And then we're just the jackasses that hang around after he leaves, and sometimes some conversations start up. Depends on what kind of service. What brought you to what brought you to Discord in the first place? What were you looking for?
Just to talk with people about philosophy in general, I guess. But so far, I've joined TJump and Ask Yourself, but the conversations are not really about philosophy. It's just talking in general.
Yeah, so they're kind of all over the map. There are some that have like regular events that they'll get some AMAs. You know what an AMA is? An Ask Me Anything type thing. So they'll get some big names that can come in and ask their questions. If you go to TJump's YouTube channel, you can see a lot of the old Q&As, and it's kind of deceiving because you'll launch the YouTube and you'll see him playing Spider-Man or Hitman or some other game, but then you'll have somebody who will ask him a question about his epistemology, his best of possible worlds, all the stuff that he's put out there, and he's fairly adept at answering these questions while he's playing a video game. And different people do it different ways. I wouldn't
Yeah, that
say
sounds
that.
cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Discord is a. I mean, it's a decent platform for what you're looking for, but you're digging through a lot of shit to find some real nuggets. There are some lousy servers. There's some good philosophy servers out there. I just couldn't tell you what they are, to be honest, because philosophy bores the crap out of me.
Yeah, and I'm afraid of saying something because I don't know if people are just going to be bored of it or if it's just going to be uninteresting.
Well, you've heard the brilliant conversation we've been having here for the last 45 minutes. It's absolutely been riveting, hasn't it? So it varies. You'll find some really good, interesting people. I mean, we have on this server, I would say we have 5 or 6 really good, if not voice, definitely text chats. If you go into serious discussions on this channel, they're all text chats. But more and more, we're trying to get some more voice chats. We're trying to get some more people in here, and you will have occasionally. I want to do a highlights. I want to go back on the old Q&As and just focus on the conversation. So there's been some really good ones. Tom has done 6-hour long Q&As, and there's been 4 or 5 great conversations in there. There's also people who will reach out to Tom and will ask him to ask to debate him, and his general response is, unless they have a big channel that he can promote or be promoted on, he says $50 and I'll debate anything. I'll give you a perfect example. Remember the Shapes and Colors guys? Franks, you remember that guy?
No, I haven't watched all of his videos.
That was great.
Yeah, this guy literally PayPal'd, or however he got $50 to Tom, and he brought in he presented his belief, or his claim that how colors prove God and shapes prove Jesus, something like that. Oh God, it was painful. It really was, but
yeah, that was
it
great.
did. It was an hour and a half long of this guy just being lambasted, beat up on. And I've heard that same guy on a couple other shows. I think he even called into the Atheist Experience and tried to pitch that too. And of course, Dillahunty just exploded him.
So where are you at on the like what is your beliefs, God Laminations, if I'm pronouncing that right?
Yeah, hi. So I think I'm with most of us here. I've heard a little bit of talk on Dark Dawkins and Ben Shapiro and Milo, and I'm not really for either of any of them. My alias is actually based off my life when I used to be a Christian, and I just stuck with that alias. I used to make Flash games a long time ago, back in the noughties. So that name has just kind of stuck with me. So, but it's not what it is anymore.
You were a Christian, and you've become an atheist. Is that what I'm getting?
Well, it's complicated because I became an atheist, and I was following Matt Dillahunty since 2011, and then I just decided to go to university, and they kind of introduce you to all of these concepts. So you go from being an atheist to a pantheist, and then from a pantheist to a vegan or a vegetarian, and it's at the moment I'm a little bit confused about the whole thing.
Sure.
But I mean, for the most part, sorry.
And I want to the one thing that I wanted to say is I hate that term. Became an atheist. I don't believe anybody becomes atheist. I think they just lose their belief in a God, and then depending on how much your belief defines who you were, you find a way to reconcile that. And you're right. Some people, it is pantheism, or panentheism, or there's so many different ways that you can go after you lose that belief in any kind of a God. And how do you make sense of it all after that?
Definitely.
One of the things that just drives me up the wall is when a theist tries to argue about the definition of atheism. I don't care what the definition of atheism is. The fact is, you're claiming that a God exists. I don't believe your claim. Let's go forward from there. I don't care what label you put on me at that point. I just don't. I don't believe that a God exists. Now, if there's a particular God you want to, let's hear it. And I'm gonna like Matt does. I love the basic there. What do you believe and why do you believe it?
Yeah. I just if I were to reflect back on when I deconverted from Christianity, maybe in some sense, when we say that we become an atheist, I think that has to do with my hate against the church, just their they're manipulating just all the years that I've invested in. And well, I guess maybe atheist isn't the right term. Maybe some people define it as anti-theism. So
Anti-theism, yeah.
yeah. So I mean, do you think maybe becoming an anti-theist would be more the appropriate way to say it?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a way to go. I mean, if you look at somebody like Hitchens, uh, he absolutely it was no bones about it. He flat out says, "I'm an anti-theist." Um, he absolutely uh, railed against the church specifically. He can argue philosophically and he can argue a dozen ways against the God, but if you brought in the church into it, he could absolutely just nuke that concept.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. And I think also with Dillahunty and his like militant persona, I think that kind of influenced me in a really strong way.
Yeah, there's a growing movement now against the new atheist people. Just and you'll get some of these highbrow these people these I don't know what you call them, but they talk about how they can't stand Dillahunty and his arguments or whatever. And I'll be honest, I'm a huge fan of Matt Dillahunty. I always have been, but lately he's just been. You can tell he's burned out. He's just he needs to get off the air for a while and keep promoting these up and comers. Ever since the Rationality Rules implosion, year before.
Yeah, I remember that.
Ever since that, and when
I
Tracy
miss
Harris and all those people left, I hated that because I've seen that so much in the whole atheistic movement over the last years. I've seen these groups get big and then just implode. And they do it of their own volition. They're their own design. They fall apart for the dumbest reasons. And then that, to me, that was a dumb reason to fall apart.
Yeah,
I miss Tracy Harris something bad, man. I love Tracy.
Yeah, I tracked her down. I follow her and on Twitter, and she's just not nowhere near as active as she was. But I think those guys have been doing it for so long. I think they were getting a little burned out on the whole arguing against the same arguments over and over again. I like the fact I like Shannon Q and who's the other girl that Jen? No, what's the other girl? That Matt's been bringing on Eighth Experience.
I'm not sure. Do you know Franks?
She's about to have a debate. Yeah, she's about to have a debate on Modern Day Debates. Jenna Belk.
Jenna Bell, she is cool. I like Jenna because I think she's very honest about it, and she's a very good listener. She's got that charitable listening down, which I admit I suck at, and I think Matt could benefit from it as well. But Matt's heard all this shit before, and he has zero tolerance for anybody who wastes his time. And I mean, I get it. I absolutely agree with it, but I think that when people have the stereotypical angry atheist, Matt's a perfect example. Like,
oh yeah.
If you go on Atheist Experience and you scroll all the way back to some of the earlier videos, he was way more laid back and conversant with people. He had seemingly infinite patience for people. And now, man, but he also has people who come on there and call him narcissistic and insist that he's incapable of understanding their deep thoughts, and yeah, it doesn't go well for them.
How's everybody here feel about Eric Murphy?
I have Why that spun out the way it did.
I couldn't hear what you said, boss. I'm sorry,
Me
man.
neither.
You can't hear what I'm saying.
Yeah, you were cutting out.
I kind of can now.
And I didn't hear either.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything. I'm sorry, boss. I'm not trying to be difficult.
No, I think it was me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go.
No, I'm pretty sure my AirPods just died on me.
Rip.
They said 20%, 10%. Pew.
Yeah, you sound a lot better now.
The iPad's got a decent microphone, but when I have the wind blowing out here and the dog running around, it gets a little noisy.
But you had something to say about Eric Murphy. It sounded like.
Yeah, so Eric Murphy, I like him well enough, but some of the way he talks and the things he does gets a little, I don't know, just a little, doesn't give me a happy vibe. I don't know what it is. I can't describe it. I think he's good at what he does, but I think he was a big part of that rationality rules thing too. I think he was a big part of the how fast everything went sideways there.
Is he no longer with them as well?
No, he runs Talk Heathen.
Talk Heathen.
And I think he's still on the board, but I mean, after the smoke cleared from that whole thing, because when that happened, Eric Murphy was the president. Matt had stepped down to do his own thing, and when that all went south, half the board members left, and when it cleared, Matt was president again, and Eric wasn't. I think there's a lot of I don't know, just behind the scenes politics and drama that I hate to see in a group that's getting that big and that popular.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way as you. It's just like I like Eric, and I think that Eric is actually probably a really intelligent guy. It's just that the way that his mannerisms can get kind of grating, because he has kind of this he has kind of this like a bit like cocky, but it's like it's like backhanded cockiness, if you know what I mean by that.
Like he wishes he was a hippie, but he's too much of a yuppie.
You mean like condescending, perhaps, in some sense?
I think.
Yeah, there you go.
I think he does do that a little bit. I think he's aware of it. I think he reins it in. I don't deny the fact that he's an intelligent guy. I just think he needs a lot more miles on him,
Yeah, he handled Darth though. I thought that was pretty cool. He fucking absolutely wrecked Darth's ass.
I just hate that we've spent this much time tonight talking about Darth Dawkins.
Yeah, I know. Was it brought up earlier also? I mean, I'm sure it was.
His name's, anytime you get a bunch of atheists sitting around talking about theist debaters, Darth Dawkins' name's going to come up.
Yeah, that's fair.
But you notice he doesn't leave Discord anymore. I mean, Tom Rabbit is basically his personal PR guy,
which is fucking hilarious to me. Like, I love that whole fucking thing.
Oh, I do too. and did you watch the recent with him talking to Tom?
The part 3.
Yeah, there's like three of them now, or three or four of them now, of him talking directly to Tom, and it goes exactly as you would predict, you know.
Yeah, of course it does. I love the like intro that Tom got. I don't even know what like when that came about, but I was like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah, if you'll notice, I don't think Darth Dawkins has a YouTube channel. Tom Rabbit has 3.5 3,500 subscribers.
He basically is Darth's YouTube channel at this point.
He is.
And what a sad fucking existence. Not for Tom Rabbit, but for fucking Darth.
Did you see the last video they put up that Tom Rabbit put up?
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. Yeah.
The script one.
Oh.
Yeah,
the
the one with the
DGH.
script. That's the one I just saw.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I haven't seen it yet. But I'm probably gonna get off for tonight, y'all. I really appreciate being able to talk to you guys tonight, though, son.
No worries. Like I said, I'm glad we're getting more and more people more active in the voice, and we'll just keep on growing. We get random people joining, like Godlamations.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see you again. And Icy Boob.
It's nice to meet you.
I like the Leonardo DiCaprio avatar too.
But yeah, it's nice meeting anybody that I haven't talked to yet. I appreciate everything you guys basically do. Like even the people who are just like, I mean, I know I'm like really new here and I'm new to like being a mod, but I'm really glad to be a part of this community, man. I want to help this community grow as much as I can.
Yep, that's why I do it, just to kind of help it grow, and I definitely whatever we need to do, just shout out your ideas. So
Sounds good. Well, I hope y'all have a good night.
yeah, I'm gonna grab some dinner too.
We'll
talk to you later.
y'all.
Sorry, Patrikowski walks in and we all leave.
No, it's Godlimations again. Sorry, it's just.
Oh,
I just decided to change my alias.
Well, good. I hope you stick around.
Yeah. I do have some questions. I did ask some questions in the Q&A, but I don't know if you want to have a go at them. TJump didn't really answer them.
Oh, did you say them, or did you type them in the chat? Did I not see them?
Yeah, I typed it in the Q&A, and he just said that it was stupid.
Oh, did you type it in on the? Oh, there it is. I think.
Yeah, because he used he presented like a syllogism, and then in one of the premises he uses the modal language, and I kind of argued to say that syllogisms don't really use modal verbs because you can't reach a logical conclusion or a conclusion of any sort. Because if you introduce modal verbs, then the conclusion is it's inconclusive in that instance. I never seen a syllogism with modal logic in it, like conventionally at least anyway.
Yeah, I see your comment now. Yeah, I would definitely. I mean, it's something if you wanted to bring it up, posting it like in the serious discussion channel, and tagging TJump. He may or may not jump in there, but we have a couple of some high octane deep thinkers. Is the only way I can describe them. There's some big brains on here, and they may jump all over that. And go back and forth with you.
Yeah,
Grandmaster Brian would be a good one I can think of. Quantum Foam 9's another one. If you look back and just see some of the channels, you'll see some pretty deep thoughts. We haven't solved all the problems in the world yet, but they're working on it.
are you the admin?
I joined as a mod, and then I made a mistake of proving to be too useful here. So Tom made me an admin, and so and like I said, I just don't have a whole lot of time to do all the things I want to do, but I try to keep the lights on here.
That's cool.
And I'm one of those guys where I again, like I said, philosophy, I get lost there real fast. It just bores me, I think, more than anything else. But I love watching the conversations and following them, and I absolutely love getting smart people together to have those conversations. So I think I'll be a better producer than a participator.
Oh, okay. Is there any component in philosophy that you're inclined to, or not really? It's all kind of boring.
It all kind of. I do like Tom's. If you're going to use philosophy against religion, I do like the cogito ergo sum.
Yeah, yeah.
And I honestly, I've never really thought about it that hard until I listened to Tom argue for it as a basis, as a starting point. That made it more clear for me than anybody else had.
Did you watch the one when he was debating what's his name, Bernardo Kastrup?
I just saw that was there, and I did not watch it yet, but I was going to watch that tonight.
Because Bernardo, he's kind of like he follows that same line of thought when it comes to the cogito ergo sum, but I think his conclusion is idealist, so it's not. I think TJump's argument there was a objective materialism or something like that, and I think maybe that's it's for me that was really hard because TJump seemed to jump off the wagon of when it comes to the cogito ergo sum into objective. Sorry, I know this is probably boring, so I'll probably stop.
No, I like I said, there's only a few concepts that I can follow or I find interesting, and that's one of them. But yeah, I plan on watching that one because I did see that was, one of the, or somebody else had said the same thing, that it's a different take on it. So
yeah, but definitely it's a good conversation starter because it doesn't really it doesn't really leave the opponent to work with anything.
Right. Well, and Tom bringing that out in the past few months against people like, well, he brought it first against Godless on one of her debates. Reality is how he put it, and they just mocked and laughed at it without really even philosophically looking at what he was saying.
Yeah.
They tried to say it's a tautology, but I think he's done a good job of explaining, my opinion. All right, I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna grab some dinner here. I will. I'll be on a little bit later on. But like I said, feel free to tag TJump or jump into any of the conversations that are any. Like I said, lots of other channels here.
Cool.
And,
thanks for the warm welcome.
You bet. Talk to you later.
Cheers.
Sí, yo lo chequeo ahora mismo. Hey, Petrosky, right?
Yeah. Hey.
Hey, so what debate were you talking about? You said Bernardo Castro?
Yeah, I was looking at that and I thought that was I don't really know much about idealism, but Bernardo seems to have the same position of the Kijito ergo sum. So he doesn't. Everything is just like based on ideas from the mind, and I think what he said was, if we were to say that, if we were to say that there is a reality outside of that, which the outside of our mind. I think he said something like it's very hard to prove that because you would have to find an answer to the problem of hard consciousness. But that I don't know anything about that. All I know is that it's he says something like it's an appeal to complexity. Did you watch the video?
No, I have not. I definitely want to watch that. Was it? How old is it?
It's about a year old. Yeah, but mind you, Bernardo, he's got a PhD in philosophy, so he's got a really good argument. Yeah.
Well, I definitely want to watch it, and so I'm gonna jump off too. But I
Oh,
want.
that's a shame because I'm kind of a pantheist myself, and I think maybe there's you know a bit about Spinoza.
No, I actually don't. I have not studied Spinoza.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's interesting.
So what does Spinoza say?
Well, I think what he does is he looks at because of his Jewish, I think Jewish heritage or his background in the Jewish community. I think he looks to he interprets the Bible, but from a very naturalistic perspective. Um, so it's all metaphorical for him, but in the sense that God is in the Bible, it should not be interpreted as like this dualistic concept where he is this immaterial, separate entity that exists outside of the physical reality, but that it is the universe itself, and that includes us and pretty much everything that exists inside of it.
So can I ask you a question? Do you think that what is fundamental can have consciousness that like it doesn't necessarily need to be a mind, but something more fundamental?
Sorry, what do you mean by that?
Okay, so do you think that the universe has like a fundamental consciousness? Like, am I explaining myself correctly?
Yeah, I've kind of pondered on this idea. I think consciousness is like a human conception to explain what 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 conscious agents are in contrast to non-conscious agents. But I think we're all kind of connected in one way or another, and so the only the only way I kind of really answer that question is that the universe is both conscious and non-conscious, since humans who are conscious exist inside of it, as well as non-conscious agents such as trees and rocks, etc., etc. That's like the best answer that I could come up with, though.
Right. But is it possible that like everything has consciousness, do you think? To a certain degree. Like we're all connected in one way or the other, right? So am I explaining myself more? Do you get what I'm saying?
Um, yeah, is that kind of like animism?
Is it more like do you know what panpsychism is?
Not really. No, I haven't really worked
So
into that.
so I think panpsychism is like consciousness is more fundamental. So like our the basis of our like I don't know if what's fundamental necessarily is a mind, but I believe that consciousness could be fundamental. Do you get what I'm saying?
Um, uh, I don't know, because do you mean like fundamental as in everything begins with consciousness. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, something like like a natural consciousness, like something that is governed by laws but moves on its own. Like,
Yeah. So we're talking about the laws of nature, correct?
mhm, yeah,
Yeah. So it's a little bit complicated because I don't know how to associate consciousness with the laws of nature. It's for me it's kind of like the other way around. It's like as if there is no consciousness, and then it kind of as if as nature itself kind of gave consciousness life, in the same sense that um, if we're talking about the Big Bang, or if we're talking about contingencies, nature constantly works towards giving life to new sort of concepts and new things. That's only if you follow like the Big Bang model. I don't know what your position is on that. Um, yeah, again, it's complicated for me to try to explain, because it depends on what uh, what your set of
well,
beliefs are, I guess.
I definitely believe in the Big Bang, and I also believe that um I believe that nature is eternal, like all powerful, like an all powerful nature, like something natural that exists.
Yeah, I agree. What the in that sense, I do refer to Spinoza, because he does talk about how religion and how church has tried to conceptualize this power. Um, so we have like God, who is like the highest power, and then like a hierarchy, right? Um, and so for us, that Spinoza translates that to the laws of nature, which is like an incontestable power, because we are obligated to follow its laws. It's not like we can challenge the laws of nature. It is literally like a power that we abide by. So, yeah,
But do you feel like? But all right, yeah, I already asked you that. It's fine, I guess. Anyway, I have to hop off. So,
cool. No, but look, yeah, sure. Nice to meet you. And I'm kind of new to Discord, so just
hey,
I might be around. So
did you
yeah,
pick a
cool.
role already?
Sorry,
Did you pick a role?
no. What is that?
Like if you want to be an atheist debater, you could pick that role, or a theist debater.
Oh, well, I don't know. What did you pick?
Well, I didn't pick one because I'm just a mod, and I picked the agnostic at first as a role when it was available. I don't know if they're still available, but I know that the atheist debater and the theist debater are still available.
Yeah. I don't know. It's if those are the only two options, and when we're pantheists, I guess
You know what? We should
it's
make
like,
more roles, honestly. So you're a
yeah.
pantheist as well, right?
I think so. Yeah. It's just because I really I mean, Dawkins, he says that pantheism is basically sexed up atheism, but I mean, I think narratives are important. So so it's very hard to say whether you're an atheist or a theist, because theists, they have like this way of creating like a narrative of sorts, and then you have
Yes.
atheists who are
Yeah.
generally inclined to the reductionist position. So it's like we have this middleman position.
Yeah.
So I don't
Exactly.
know. I'm gonna have to think about that.
All right. Yeah, that's cool. All right, man.
Yeah. Thanks. It's nice
If you
to
want
talk to.
to, yeah, if you want to discuss or anything, you can, bro. I mean, people have conversations here all the time. They're not generally in voice chat. We need to get the voice chat more active. So that's what we're trying to do right now. And so I've been
Yeah.
recording I've been recording tonight's after show, and I'm just gonna start recording all these and putting them on YouTube. So
Cool. Cool.
So, all right, man. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Thanks.
Bye.